What's up YouTube, and welcome back to a new video. Today we have something different on the line. We had a recent ranked map pool rotation, and today I want to talk to you about what civs are you going to pick on what map if you want to win your ranked games. So first of all, I am going to jump into all these maps real quick and I will show you the map, explain you some keys, and then I will tell you what civs are probably the best for these maps. So we are going to start with mountain clearing. Let me quickly jump into a custom game here. We're gonna reveal the map and we are about to jump in. So first of all, mountain clearing is the smallest map in the ranked map pool. There are a lot of cliffs cutting the map out. So yeah, we can see right now it's a really small map. We have these rocks and cliffs all around. So it's all about early aggression. We also have only one sacred site in the middle. So it's kind of like King of the Hill, but the map is way smaller. So you have a boar in the middle. That means if you have map control, you can start capturing the sacred site. You can probably eat the boar with most of the civs. And yeah, you have a lot of sheep around your TC. So both players have like 10 to 12 sheep around the TC. And then both players has a big gold in their base. And there's another big gold on the map. So yeah, it's all kind of compact and stacked around your TC. And early aggression is really important here. Or even dark age aggression might be worth it. So what civs could come in mind to play here? So if you think about the fact we only have one sacred site, you can think about, okay, maybe you can play China here. You can maybe try to place the Barbican in the middle. You can try to go for fast castle age, capture the sacred site and make some siege and try to defend the sacred site. You can also play English. You have early aggression with your longbows. You can start making some towers. You can upgrade them. You can try to deny the resources of your opponent. You can play Mongol. You can try to Dark Age Tower Rush. Put pressure on your opponent, go fast castle age behind it, because yeah, you have deers next to your TC, everything is kind of close, you have a lot of sheep, so some dark age aggression into a fast castle age could probably be the way here. Also you can play Ruse, you can put the Kremlin on the sacred site, you can pump out the militia, you have a bigger woodlines in the back, so you can fit some hunting cabins here, you can get some passive gold income going for you, and you can also go for it. Like, the map is most likely about going fast castle. It's not gonna play out too long in feudal age here, because the gold is most of the times in the back, so denying the gold for your opponent and stop him from going to castle is really hard. So first of all, on this map it's important to go fast castle age, to try to get siege, maybe get a keep, get towers, upgrade them, secure the relics, and just play around the sacred site. What other civs could be good here? We had China, we had Mongols, Rus, English. I can see Delhi working here as well with the feudal age capturing the sacred site. But yeah, I think these are like my top 4 civs for this map. So, going into the next map, we have, I mean, I'm not gonna talk too much. I think everyone knows Dry Arabia, so I'm not going to jump into Dry Arabia now. So Dry Arabia, everyone knows the map. English is probably really good, Ottoman is good, Delhi is good. On open maps, all civs are viable. Like Chinese and maybe HRE are not that favorable on Arabia, because it's hard to wall off, it's hard to boom. So yeah, any early aggression civs are fine for Dry Arabia. Prairie, the same goes here. I mean, Mali is obviously really good for Dry Arabia as well. Same is for Prairie. Been a while in the ranked pool for now, so not too much to say about it. It's like Dry Arabia. It's super open. A lot of sheep here on Prairie, so opening a double scout is probably a good idea to get a lot of sheep, deny your opponent a lot of sheep, and yeah. So the next map I'm going to talk and jump into is going to be Four Lakes. So let me quickly make another custom game, and we're gonna speak about Four Lakes here a bit. Oh, I fucked it up. this is still mountain clearing. So I'm gonna quickly rehost. So this should work. Perfect. So 4 Lakes is a hybrid map. So you have to make docks. You have to make fishing boats. You have to play the water because the water food economy is so strong. So as we can see, we have 4 lakes, as the map name says it already. We have a lake in each corner of the map, and each lake has 5 deep water fish. That means each pond, each lake has 5,000 deep sea fish. So you can only get a deep sea fish if you make a dock. So making a dock on 4 lakes is your way to go. You want to go with the dock in Dark Age. You want to start gathering the wood from the minute 1. You want to send 1 villager out. You want to make a dock. And you want to make fishing boats. So in higher elo, people are going to try to contest the water. But I think in lower elo, you can just get away with trying to take multiple ponds. Try to make fishing boats. You will have a lot of food to work with. You can make a lot of units in feudal age, or you can just go for a fast castle here yourself. Another thing we have to look here on this map, we have 5 relics. They are all on land. And we have 4 sacred sites usually. On this seat, we only have 3 because it still bugs out sometimes. But the idea of the map is you have 4 sacred sites in each corner. So if you want to capture the sacred site, you have to make a transport ship. You have to get a prelate inside, drive it over on the sacred site, and then you have to capture it. So what civs are good for 4 lakes? So first of all, you can play any civs here. You have to go for water anyway. There are obviously civs that are way better, what I'm talking about in a few seconds. But I think overall, you can play all civs. So the top civs on this map are probably HRE, Rus, China, English, and also Abbasid could be good. So these are like my top 5 civs. So when someone asks me, hey Core, what should I pick on 4 lakes if I want to climb on the rank ladder? I will tell them, go Rus, go HRE, China, English, or Abbasid. Abbasid is not that strong naval-wise. I mean, you can wall, for example, you can make a dock here and you can wall here. You can also wall here, so your opponent is not able to dock and you have not to make any warship. You can also do it on the other side. Like if your opponent is making a dock here, as we can see right now, you can try to sneak around 1 villager, place your own dock. You can either upgrade it with the arrow ship and place them on the dock, or you can try to make your opponent overinvest. Because if you dock here, he either has to make ships to defend himself, or he has to make demo ships to try to destroy a dock, or he has to make some land units if he has no land units yet to try to take a dock out. But yeah. Rus is probably still the best because if you make a dock here, for example, and you start gathering on this deep sea fish, by the time this one expires, and you have to drive out a little bit longer. So since the Rus boats don't have to return, they are probably the best here. But you can also go for like 1 dock here and 1 dock here. So yeah, these are my top 5 civs for the map. Not too much to speak about it. Yeah, sacred sites are in the corner. And yeah, the top 5 civs I would play here. I spoke about it already. So, the next map is going to be French Pass. So, I am gonna quickly jump here into another skirmish. I'm not gonna spend too much time here on French Pass because we had it in the rotation like earlier already, and I think most of the people know it, but I'm just gonna quickly highlight some information about the map. So, first of all, you have only 2 sacred sites on French Pass. You also have corner markets on each corner. That means you have 4 markets on the entire map. And that also means that trade is really good here. It's really good. You can start trade booming in feudal age here. So I think any civ that can go for trade or have any trade bonuses, like the Mongols. Yeah. Abbasid, for example, you can trade basically with any civ here. Obviously, there are some civs that are like not the best to trade with. For example, English or maybe HRE, Rus. But most of the times when you play this map, you play versus civs like Mongols, English, Abbasid, and China is also good, not to trade, but the map is like you have an opening on the left side of the map and you have an opening on the right side. So you're kind of protected from the map itself already. So booming civs are also fine here, but again, if you play versus trade and you try to boom out, you try to out boom the trade and don't attack it, you will end up losing. So you can pick a boom civ here, for example China or Abbasid, if you want to boom. But you have to still make units and attack the trade if your opponent is trading. And again, yeah, we have 2 sacred sites on the map. And if you take a look at your base, you have 2 small gold in your base. And that means you have 8k gold in total. And after that, you have to go into the middle. Because in the middle, there are a lot of rich gold. We have 64,000 gold in the middle. And also the sacred sites are in the middle. So you have to play around the middle. So by the time you hit the castle age, early to mid castle, you have to try to get the map control. You want to make a keep in the middle. You want to try to make a you want to try to capture the sacred sites. You can try to wall off your opponent. And the same goes for the other side. And you just try to play the map. Take the sacred sites, play some keeps, make some walls. And again, if your opponent is trading, stop the trade. So my top 5 civs for this map, first of all, probably Mongols, because the trade is super strong. Besides Mongols, I think Abbasid is really good here on this map. China is good. HRE is good. English is also good. So yeah, these are probably my top 5 civs. Of course, Mali is also good with the trade. Mali is good on every map. Maybe not on the hybrid maps, but yeah, any land map, Mali is really, really strong. So yeah, Mali should be the top 5. So Mali, Mongol, Abbasid, English, China, for example. Good. Yeah, I don't think there's much else to say about this map. So we're gonna see the next map. I think it's Highview, but I'm gonna double check real quick. Yeah, we have Hideout into Highview. Hideout into Highview. Alright, so let's jump into Hideout and we will see immediately that there's a lot of wood in the middle. We can see you can try to attack from the left side and on the right side, or you can try to chop through the middle and try to make a sneak attack on your opponent. But yeah, first of all, we have 6 rich golds on this map, so there's plenty of gold. And again, all the wood is in the middle. So you will end up fighting about the wood. You also have corner markets. So trade is also strong here on this map. But if you look at all this wood and you see these little openings, that is why Ruse is by far the best civ for the Hideout map. Because if you take a look at this opening and you make a hunting cabin here, you can get around 50 gold at the get-go. And then you make another hunting cabin here, you make another hunting cabin here, and that's what you want to do with Ruse. You want to spam as many hunting cabins as possible. I mean, not as possible. There is a maximum gold you can get. With the tier 3 bounty, you can get up to 833 gold per minute from passive income. But the other thing with Ruse is you can also go for the high trade house. And I can tell you, I've seen high trade houses that gives you 800 gold per minute. So, since you can only have 833 passive gold income, if you go for a really, really crazy high trade house where you want to chop into the middle, you want to only cut as many trees that you can place the landmark around it, and then you place it, you will have so much passive gold income that you don't need the hunting cabins anymore. So yeah, Ruse is by far the best civ for Hideout. By far. What civs are good here as well? So, because the rush distance is hard. So if you think about here, you have to go all the way around if you want to attack your opponent. And because it's all so close to the base, rushing is not as strong here. for example. Because there are deers, you have free starting deer around the TC, so you can start to push them in. And yeah, you cannot attack from the behind the base because yeah, it's all wood, so you have to come from forward. So if your opponent is making one tower here and one tower here, for example, it's going to be really hard for you to push him unless you're making ramps. So yeah, the feudal age aggression on this map is probably not that good. So my top 5 civs on Hideout are Rus, China, English, HRE, maybe Mali, because again, you have trade. Mongol is also good because you can maybe try to go for a Dark Age Tower Rush, because again, the gold is always like here. The gold will never spawn here, so the gold is always outside of the base. It's never gonna spawn in between the TC and the woodland. So the gold is always exposed and forward, and you can maybe try to make some tower aggression work here. So yeah, that's about Hideout, but yeah, Ruse is by far the best civ here. So the next map I'm gonna talk about is Highview. Also back into the ranked ladder pool. I think that's great. Highview is a really good map. The only downside of Highview is there's a lot of stealth forest. A lot of stealth forest. But besides the stealth forest, Hideout is like Dry Arabia. But you can see already we have a lot of stealth forest here. So scouting is really important. You always want to have a scout with your units, because if you run in here and your opponent has units here and you have no scout with your army, you might end up losing your entire army because you had no vision. But we can see besides that the map is super open. So we have 3 sacred sites, we have a lot of stealth forest, and we also have corner markets. So this is basically like Dry Arabia, because again, it's open. The big difference is just the stealth forest. So yeah, not too much to say about Highview here. It's like Dry Arabia. So the civs I told you for Dry Arabia are probably also the way to go here for Highview. And I think we have one map left, or maybe 2. Yeah, we have Lipany and we have Baltic. So again, Lipany is in the map pool since the release. Not too much to say about it. Gonna quickly summarize it. We have a lot of berries, so Delhi and Abbasid are probably really good because of the berry bonus. And yeah, there's overall a lot of food, so it allows you to make a later farm transition. But yeah, my top civs for Lipany: English, Delhi, Abbasid, Mali, and China is also really good on Lipany. Maybe it's not like the top 5, but China is for sure playable here, because sometimes you have Lipany generations where it's really walled off by the map seed already. So you have some cliffs here, you have some woodlines blocking off the map here, so it makes it really easy for you to wall off and try to get a boom going. But again, on Lipany you also have to think about facing trade, because the market can also spawn into the corner, so you also have to think about facing that. And the last map I'm going to talk about is going to be Baltic. Was in the ranked map pool already, but yeah, just quickly gonna summarize what to pick on Baltic. And again, Baltic, most of the people are not gonna play the map, because again, it's hybrid map and you have to make a dock, you have to contest the water, and we can see already we have a lot of deep water fish in the middle. So yeah, making a dock here is super important. If you are not docking, you are going to lose for 99% here. So the top 5 civs here are going to be Delhi, I'm sorry, HRE, Rus, China, English. These are by far the top 4. And then it's like, Abbasid is good because you can spam a lot of docks, but the downside of Abbasid is you have to wait 1 minute and 45 seconds until your age up finishes. We saw in Golden League 2, where the top 4 civs were banned, we saw a lot of Mongol here and a lot of Abbasid. So I guess these are like, yeah, the top 4 are clear. The 5th slot is probably for Mongol or Abbasid. So that is this for the ranked map pool. I I don't know if this video is interesting for anyone. I just thought about maybe introducing the new ranked map pool a little bit. So again, if you want to give me some feedback about it, if this video was helpful, feel free to do that, and I see you in the next piece.